Greetings and salutations, and we are back with some Satisfactory. Now, you probably have seen the spaghetti mess that this has become, and it's gotten worse, but better at the same time. I will elaborate on some of the stuff before I start trying to show where I'm headed with things. As you can see, I've completed Phase 4, up there in the corner. I'm now on to Phase 5, and I'm working toward getting quantum encoding, and I already have 2 of the things done. I finished the Fix-It Christmas event, but as you can see over here, I have some of the new structures. The what is this thing called again? Converter. That's making my Fix-It ingots, which this is coming over here to make Fix-It trigons, which are coming into here, which I have a bunch of them. And I'm going to continue using them because I'm willing to bet that my Mark 6 belts are probably going to use those trigons to do things. And it allowed my SAM to start getting moved again. I mean, I made this because my SAM wasn't moving enough, so I figured I'd get it moving. Might as well. But beyond that, I pulled a lot of the power slugs out of all of my coal power plants, considering I'm over into the heavy nuclear. Over here, I did all the nuclear pasta. I'm still making turbo motors because I need them. And I'm still making supercomputers back over that way. I only have like 5 turbo motors right here. 5 or 6. I don't really want to turn this on because I don't want it to start building that. But I have modular engines and everything here. Do I have modular engines here? I don't think I have. What? 2? 3? 0? No way I have 0. I have 0. Sweet. There, I'll just use this as makeshift storage. Killer. It's fantastic. So now I could just load in all that stuff. This over here is waiting on rubber. That's where my current bottleneck is rubber. I was having an issue keeping my uranium high. I pulled one of the things out for the... I pulled out half of my summer sloops, so I'm down to making 1.5 uranium rods. The reason being is because, well, hey, look, right there's the train. So I get to go over there and show you what's going on over there. I even expanded my rubber construction, my rubber production, and it's still not enough. And due to recent events, I renamed my one train station Venezuela. Because I figured, that's where the petroleum's going to come from. You gotta have fun with everything in life. You gotta make jokes. You gotta laugh. You know what I mean? And people say, "Well, yeah, why would you be laughing about that?" I don't know. People down there seem to like it. At which point, you know what? The ones that don't, well, they don't. The ones that do, well, they do. I was also having a rough time with iron consumption. I also have a rough time with coal consumption and making diamonds. I have a Mark III miner completely overclocked, and it generates, I was going to say power slugged. Same thing. You use power slugs to make them. I have it completely overclocked, and it's generating 600 coal per minute, right? My particle accelerator that's making diamonds out of it consumes 600 coal per minute. So I can't get ahead of it. And then over here, I had to overclock my nuclear power plants. And you'll see when I get to a power pole why I had to do such a thing. And then, of course, I don't want to get too far off into the weeds because I want to take this back and go over to the petroleum thing. Yeah. My production's here, my max consumption's here, my normal consumption's there. My max consumption was over my regular consumption. As you can see, I am now backed up on waste, and I am now backed up on... That's not good. Being backed up on waste is very bad. Yep, that's very bad. We have to solve that problem right now. That's going as fast as it can. This needs to be boosted. That's going as fast as it can, and it's not fast enough. Houston, we have a problem. That problem is we're generating too much nuclear waste. I had this uranium waste problem solved. I need 3 more power slugs, it seems. There we go. That should knock it down. Because this takes no time to make the non-fissile uranium. And it's starting to consume more and more waste. And of course, this is going to just make more plutonium pellets, which I wasn't getting enough plutonium pellets to really make anything count. Oh, I need to see how fast it goes down and starts chewing up resources, though. So it's taking 15 every minute, I think they said. Well, it consumes 93 a minute. That's a good thing. How many does this consume? 25 per minute. That is not enough. We are backed up by 15. Backed up by a lot. Oh, that's gone down to 87 out of 109. That's 114. Because if they cap out, they crap out, and they don't want that because then you're out of power. So that would become a very big problem. The rods, I think I'm break even on. I have too much uranium coming in now. Now, do I? Because it just keeps getting pulled off. So I think I do. And my rods are not being consumed fast enough. I'd love to have the rods consumed quicker, but I have no way to dispose of all the waste. So I'm going to go pull one of those things out of the miner. I can't. So if I do that, it's not going to produce enough. There needs to... wait. That's a miner Mark II, right? I have to go down there and check. I think it's a miner Mark II. If it's a miner Mark III, I'm completely screwed, because then it's falling right into that zone where it's the uncomfortable zone. So what do we got here? It's a miner Mark II. I pull one of these out, it's not enough. If I leave it in, it's too much. So what are we looking at for a miner Mark III? Default extraction rate is 240. That's too much. So is it go back down to a Mark I? Because if I pull this, it goes to 90 per minute. Let's try that for a bit. I know, it seems weird, but it's like... I gotta find the break-even point where I'm not gonna be swamped with waste, I'm not gonna be swamped with rods, and I'm not gonna be swamped with uranium. Because there's gotta be a balance to it. Because this over here, this had no waste on it whatsoever before earlier, and then now it's got just tons of it. And that's just making nitric acid to feed into here, which doesn't use enough nitric acid to speak. Yeah, start consuming more non-fissile uranium and waste. That's exactly what I want. Because it doesn't matter how many petroleum pellets. It doesn't matter how many plutonium pellets it consumes. Because it'll just... Oh, the train's back. I'll go and check on it here in a second. 21, which is far and away better than it used to be. If I crank those up, that means I'm gonna need 3 more power slugs from somewhere else. You know what I mean? Overclock things. Need to pull those off somewhere else. To then have them installed out here. And this is the exact thing this is where I'm struggling. Because it's balancing the rubber production, it's balancing the nuclear production. Like, if I didn't care, I would just let the waste pile up in a container somewhere. But I have a system where it's turning the uranium waste into plutonium pellets, the plutonium pellets into plutonium encased cells, and then the cells into rods, and then the rods get put into a fix-it factory sink for tickets. That way I don't have waste. I'm literally eliminating uranium waste. Problem I'm having now is I have to get to the quantum thing to then get dark matter crystals, which I don't know what that takes. To then be beset with a whole other problem. When I get out there, we'll get to see exactly what I did. I don't know if you remember, I mean, if you view my old videos about the petroleum, I had a video a while ago, it was called Expecto Petroleum, and I said it was kind of like a Patronus charm, but, you know, different. Like it, it's conjured up petroleum products. As you can see, I've moved the fix-it sink up here. There's a reason why. Where? Who? Wasn't one of them stingers, was it? I hate those things. So, I put in a second refinery here to make more plastic. Because my oil pump was producing more oil. Of course, counteract head lift, put it up here to do this. So there's two refineries, both making plastic. And of course, with the heavy oil residue, that heavy oil residue goes here to make fuel, which is then piped off into the fluid freight platform. Rinse, rinse, repeat. This is making polymer resin, which it's always been. And then I piped it off here to make more polymer resin, because I needed the rubber. But I was like, what was I going to do with the fuel? So, the packager, as it's making too many empty canisters, the packager is going to keep packaging fuel, which then gets shredded. Because I don't need it. I don't really need the tickets, but the tickets are kind of a bonus. But this whole mess is where we're at with the petroleum products. Now I can ride the train back. So that's two whole trains I got running, and I'm trying to balance the whole consumption problem. The issue is I'm not producing enough rubber. I've thought about making an excursion. Let me bring up the map. I've thought about making an excursion to out here where there's petroleum. Thing is I have no way to really get there. Like, I could go from Sam Hill and then maybe put power lines down and across, like build platforms and then put power lines across. And then I would have to have the oil pumped out, made into rubber, have the heavy oil either packaged and flown and then destroyed, or burned somehow. Unless I could put a fuel plant out there. Does a fuel plant burn heavy oil? I can't check the codex in the locomotive. Because if the fuel plant burns heavy oil, I can just put a fuel plant out there and have it burn heavy oil. And just have it be a straight shot in. So it just pumps the oil, turns it into this, and then I just fly the rubber back with drones. That's a potential. The question is would it work? Let me check the codex. Buildings. Can it burn heavy oil? Or does it have to be turned into fuel? Fuel powered generator. Consumes fuel to generate electricity, so I'm guessing just fuel. So I would have no way to burn off the fuel, the heavy oil. So I'd have to either put it in a fluid buffer and then drain the fluid buffer, or have that turned into fuel. I mean, I could do that. I could set up a little system over there where I pump up the oil, have it turned into heavy oil, process the rubber, have the rubber fly all the way over with drones, get it deposited, get it processed in over there, or and then turn the heavy oil refuse, so to speak, into fuel at a refinery, and then have the fuel burn into a power plant. That's about the only thing I could think of. But even then, that would be an absolute pain to set up, because then I gotta go all the way out there and set it all up. And it's just for rubber. And right here is where I'm making... That's heavy modular frames. That's not what I'm after. I'm after... Where am I making my computers? That's not it. Is this it? There's my computers. My computers don't even use rubber. They use plastic. They also use circuit boards, but... As you can see, my circuit board production is not fast enough. And then, of course, the computers leave there, come over here and make... We're not even using the adaptive control units, so that's been turned off. Supercomputers. That's where they're coming. I've turned off every other consumption of computers. And we don't have all that many supercomputers. And we need 400 of them. I'm not getting enough plastic either. So I really don't want to... Oops. I really don't want to pipe off another plastic thing over at the other oil depot if I make it. So we're running afoul of some things. Question is what's the proper route? Should I just say whatever? Should I just grip it and rip it and make just oodles and oodles of oil product over there and then just fly them over? That would require... Let's see. You would need a drone for the fuel. No. Fuel would be sent off into a thing and consumed. You would need a drone, and the drones would need batteries, so they would have to start here to fly there to pick up the stuff to then fly back. Because I have the batteries here, and I'm not... Well, I could take batteries out there to supply them. I could. I mean, I don't have to take them on me. I have them on me in the thing here. Batteries. Yeah, I have 50 of them. So I could easily just go out there and do that. The question is where I'm having an issue. Because now I'm looking at 2 more drone ports. And I'd have to put them over here. As a matter of fact, I'll just load up on more batteries. I have to put 1 drone port. No, would I have to put more than 1? Let me realistically think about it. The only things coming back would be rubber and plastic. But I would need a smart splitter. Nope, because you can't split it off. Well, you could. Then I'd have to have a smart splitter. Do I really want to run a smart splitter? Do I want to research a smart splitter? And how's a smart splitter going to know what I want where? I can't designate one container for rubber, can I? Let me come down here and check. No, you can just sort it. You can't designate it anything. So what good would a smart splitter do? Yeah, see, I'm not going to make the alien power matrix until I get the synthetic things, which I've learned. I've learned them, but I can't make them yet. I required the next quantum thing, so. So what are we talking here? That's a priority merger. I already have a smart splitter learned. Am I? Apparently not. Or do they have it under another one? It's under Caterium, isn't it? It is. Smart splitters. Requires, what, AI limiters? And 50 plates. The plates and the limiters aren't that big of an issue. What's this other thing? Is that a smart merger? Oops. Caterium. Programmable splitter. 50 computers. Huh. 50 modular frames, 50 computers, and 100 AI limiters for a programmable splitter. Now that raises an interesting question. I have AI limiters over here somewhere. No, not there. Where'd it go? It's over here somewhere. That's the wiring harness things. Boards. That requires circuit boards. You have to look for something that requires AI limiters. This requires AI limiters, doesn't it? No. That does. Where are you coming from? I know it's a mess, and I knew I had it around here somewhere. There they are. AI limiters. Modular frames, which don't do much of anything there, so we're going to take those from there. Yoink. And we're going to dump them here. Did these go and get consumed here? Yeah, they did. Heavy modular frames. Where else are they going? Oh, they're being sent all the way over here to get turned into those other things. I should probably turn that process off too, shouldn't I? Probably take these too, come to think of it. So I need the frames, but I don't... I have the limiters. I need the frames, and I need... What was it again I needed? Plates? I figure if I bring one of those back, I can run one drone. Then I'm going to need a smart merger, aren't I? No, I'm going to use I can use a basic merger. Have them both come out, go into the merger, go into the thing. The drone picks up the whole thing and brings it back. Yeah. Programmable computers. That's going to be a tough one. Because I'm currently... If you look at this, I'm backed up on screws in like every conceivable area except reinforced. Oh, I'm backed up in rods. Oh. The plates are backed up. Well, ain't that a shame? I thought the rods was all backed up. Oh, the heat sinks are... Stop. You don't need to anymore. You're good. Save the copper, save the all-clad sheeting. Kind of like save the whales, but different. There's the plastic. What's it going to take to make drone? To make a drone, I need AI limiters, miners, so on and so forth. Drone ports need advanced frames, radio control boxes. Radio control boxes are no problem. I have like literal scads of those over here. Yep, right there. Get the old Mega Man finger going. From way back in the day. I know. I would hear it from every single one of my friends. They'd be like, "What are you doing? You should just build a thing and then store everything." Well, that sounds great and all. I should probably do that. Oops, that's copper powder. Turbo motors. I have 53. I need one more. There it is. Wait. Stop. Save your rubber. We might need it later. If the rubber backs up, no big deal. That's the right now. Now we know we need plastic. Alright. Now we're talking. I need computers. I also need to figure out how to finish the rest of these things. So I've got that. I need the connectors. High-speed connectors are over there. The frames are over there. This is like everything awful. It's like everything is awesome, but not. Wait a tick. I got an idea. We'll pull this out. We'll cut it in half. And then we'll put those back. Saves me time. Yeah, and I forgot. This thing munches quick wire like you wouldn't believe. And I got a whole bin full of it. No, I do not. Something is just eating all like, oh wait, I do have a whole bin full of it. Never mind. Mind you, this is all of the quick wire you see being made from all of the ingots. One deuterium vein. Just one. If anybody says you need to have boatloads of quick wire, oh my god, you need it, and you need tons of it all the time, always. Better run 2 deuterium veins. You only need one. The same belt goes all the way across. I've just spliced off of it like 5 times. It just doesn't produce it fast enough. That's a merger. That's a merger. Is it because I was splitting off the other deuterium, or I was going to split off the deuterium over there and bring it over. The quick wire. I'll just pull up that merger. There's no need to have it there anymore. The idea was there. The idea was sound. The execution was flawed. And that's what, I mean, that's the thing that happens. People, I guess, there's a lot of people out there that kind of need to realize that is, you know, sometimes, sometimes things in life don't go exactly as you want it to. And you kind of have to just look at it for what it is and say, yep. The execution was flawed. Just kind of give it an old look-see and say, I nailed it, but, you know, to err is human. Alright, modular frames. I need like 50 of these. And that's definitely not enough. I remember one time I almost had this thing full of heavy modular frames. And then, just out of nowhere, I need to go make it steel pipe run again? Are you kidding me? There's very few things I have to do manually anymore. Getting steel pipe is one of them. Now, I could automate it. I could put drones in and just have the drones fly the steel pipe, blah, blah, blah. But it takes that sense of personal agency out of it. I mean, I could run a conveyor belt. But you lose that whole, you know, you're actually being an integral piece of the factory puzzle. Rather than just, you are an operation overseer after it's all set up. It's like, I don't want to just be an operational overseer. I want to be an integral piece to the puzzle. And sometimes Satisfactory, you might want to get on this. I know it's in, you know, I know you've got it all there, Satisfactory, but I'm hitting F to load the truck, and it does not load. It'll load whenever it feels like it. So sometimes you have to come over here and configure and do that, and then it doesn't want to do it and doesn't want to work. It still doesn't want to work. And I know that there's going to be scads of people in the comments probably saying, you know, you can just program your truck to drive out there and pick it up and then drive back and dock and drop it off. To that, my response is no, that you can program your truck to drive out there and pick it up and drive back and drop it off. I've tried. I tried it off camera, and you want to know where my truck ended up? Straddling my water pipe over there. At least the first time I tried it. Second time I tried it, it got hung up on those rocks. Right over there. Right there. It just never remembered the path. No matter what I did, it never remembered the path. So I just said, fine. Screw it. I'm not going to make it remember the path. I'll drive it myself. And I did. Ever since that point, I've been making this run every so often to pick up not just steel pipe. And it never has any issue unloading, it seems. Not just to pick up steel pipe, but I also pick up silica, and I also pick up the quartz. I don't have to make another quartz crystal run in a long time. I have to make another silica run soon, though, I think. Made one earlier today, but I'm not 100% certain how much silica I have left. There goes all the steel pipe. You can see it just cruising away over there. Where are you, silica? You're over here. Yep, gonna have to make another silica run soon. Yep, see, there's all the pipe stacking up. Because the pipe comes over here to make stators. Stators make electromagnetic rods, which doesn't need to make that many. It makes 4 per minute. And this consumes 5 per minute. So we're just going to bump that up. There, it makes 6 per minute. Now we're good. It's going to overflow by 1. These supercomputers. I need to go do the silica. I know with all this backed up, this would drive people crazy. They're like, oh my god, you have all this backed up stuff. What are you doing? Well, I mean, what's it look like I'm doing? I'm running this the way I want to run it. Oh yeah, I'm not making those anymore. I can take that away. He says as he's going to regret in like 20 seconds when I have to go make them again. So the computers, they're being cranked out. They're being boosted, aren't they? Yeah. I even have a summer slip there. The circuit boards are also being boosted. And they're backed up. Like, their bottleneck is the fact that it's the circuit boards that are bottlenecking. Yeah. The circuit boards themselves are just bottlenecked. Even here, the high-speed connectors. We'll just take 100 of those, put 100 back in there. And we'll come over here, and we will dump off 100 circuit boards to make computers. Not that it's going to matter. So, now that we've got a lot of stuff sorted out, I still need frames. I have everything else I need to make two drone ports. One out there. I need to also... I don't need more. I need more than 3 frames. I need 20 frames for here, 20 frames for there. That's 40 frames. Then another 50 frames over there to get the smart splitter. Or does it matter? Yeah, I'm still going to need the smart splitter. Isn't this lovely? Just like... a well-run factory wouldn't have this problem. A well-run factory would have actually somebody behind the wheel who knows what they're doing, who isn't a complete ape. But alas, my factory has me. And I'm over here looking like a chimpanzee. Yeah. I should research the smart splitter first. Or the programmable splitter. I shouldn't call it a smart splitter. It's programmable. That way, I can tell it plastic off to whatever, and the other one goes the other way. I head out here to my diamond production to see how many of the time crystals were made. Speaking of, real quick. That's a lot of uranium. It's a good thing, though. That's a very good thing. What is this and why is it empty? Oh, that's the uranium field rods. Okay, never mind, never mind. That's fine, because that's plutonium cells that goes in there. This is making encased plutonium cells as fast as it can. You might want to crank him out a little bit quicker there, bud. Because then my plutonium pellets are going to back up. It's full yet? No. Oh, no wonder. It's consuming diamonds too fast. Well, we'll turn that back. That's converting the diamonds into time crystals. I don't think I actually have a use for diamonds unless you can turn them into... You can't, can you? No. Wait, I can make uranium ore on a bauxite? You don't say. You can make deuterium out of bauxite. You can make copper out of bauxite. Ooh. Make coal out of iron. I can make iron out of limestone. Not that I need iron. Wow. Maybe. Love how Nuketown's a little bit spicy. It's great. You can see my... Oh, right, the silica run. The job is never done, it seems. Now, I did invite one of my friends to come here and take a look at everything I had done. And he looked at everything and he goes, "Well, you know, it is nice and neatly packed together." He's like, "You don't really have belts going everywhere. You're building more vertical than anything." And I'm looking at it like, how does that not look like I have belts going everywhere? Look at it. Like anybody with a functional occipital lobe could notice, hey, there's belts everywhere. But I think I know what he means. I think it means I'm not running a belt from like all the way here with the silica all the way out to where I have to get it loaded into my aluminum plant. I think that's what he's talking about, which is true. Now the question is, where's the oil from here? Like, Sam Hill's there. Nitrogen's there. And there's the oil. So, logistically, let's take a look at this. I'd have to build oil, one oil pump. Because one overclocked oil pump can supply 2 refineries safely. And so if it supplies 2 refineries safely, one gets pushed into heavy oil and makes rubber. Right? I believe that's the case. Let me, real quick, drop one out here. So if I make I can make plastic out of just heavy oil, crude oil into here, and it makes heavy oil residue. And then from the plastic, I can make... If I have water over there, wait a minute. That might be the answer. I might be able to make plastic over there and make fuel. Fuel would then get piped right into the thing, the fuel pump, not the pump, the fuel burner, fuel furnace. And then with the residual plastic, I take the polymer off of the fuel and I turn it into... So let's see, I would need 3 refineries. I would need 1 for fuel, 1 for plastic, 1 for residual plastic. 4 refineries, and 1 for residual fuel. Because this would be taking in the heavy oil residue off of as a byproduct of this. So now you're getting heavy oil into fuel, you're getting fuel into petroleum, polymer, and then polymer and water, if water's over there. Well, I can get 2 sets of plastic. The rubber's no longer an issue because I'm no longer burning rubber at an astronomical rate. Which is a good thing. It's now that I've already built the engines, the turbo motors, I don't need as much rubber and I can let it stack up. Which is fine. I'm all for letting the rubber stack up unless I need it. Which, right now, I'm only needing it for... 1 thing? I was needing it for 2 or 3. And now it's going to back up for the 1, which is fine. I think I will be producing more than I'm consuming. So I'm not worried about the whole rubber situation. The plastic situation, I need just tons of it. Because I need to make computers and supercomputers and high-speed connectors, and hitting the hogs with a truck. I need to just make all that stuff. Ooh, there's another one. This is the sound of your doom. And no, I'm not worried about the hog DNA. Also not worried about the iron. I don't need iron right now. Even though I have these things, like, real quick, because I gotta go the other way anyway for the silica. Look at this. This is producing 150 ingots per minute. Both of them are. That's 300 ingots per minute. And I cannot keep ahead of this production. Eventually, these are all going to get done. When they do, that's going to be the best thing ever. Because I just know Tier 6 belts are going to require them. But they're going to require them and... Watch it require them in dark matter crystals. Ugh. Don't get it stuck on there. When I first set up this whole aluminum plant, I'll never forget it. It would stall out, and I had to figure out why it was stalling out. And then I found out it was because it wasn't getting enough silica in to continue the process, which required water. Like, you'll see right here, I have it, the water in a fluid buffer, so it comes out of here, and this goes into here, right? But the overflow comes back and goes into the fluid buffer, which then gets put out of here and into here, which refills this, which also has water being pumped from those pumps. It's insane. And I'll never forget it. I had to make a cycle, a system like that, to not only just to prevent, like, byproduct, because that's one of the problems I have is, like, if your byproduct builds up, it just chunks the production, which is a shame. And that's, I mean, it's like with the nuclear power, with the uranium, I can't have it chunking the production, because I need that production to stay going, so I couldn't have the waste back up. Because if the waste backed up, I was in trouble. And same way with petroleum. Now, I should be consuming more petroleum than I'm producing over here. Then again, the production did get increased. Yeah, that's almost full. And that's still got some in it. You guys better start chugging. Why is my max consumption 17,000, but my production's only 16,000? Right, I dropped one of the overclocks. Okay. I dropped the overclocks on the nuke plant. I forgot about that. Frames. I need to get frames. I gotta research the smart splitter. Steps being taken. You see, now, when you look at this, you see all the plastic, and you're like, wow, well, the plastic's all backed up, right? Wrong, because it's bottlenecked right here. Now, if I had summer sloops that I could actually take... Wait a minute, is that it's an assembler? And it needs 2 of them. You know what? We're doing it. Because I need more computers than I need, or circuit boards than I need anything else right now. Circuit boards are the bottleneck. As soon as I can fix that bottleneck, I'll have another bottleneck, which will be computers. I remember, like, all of these things were full. This right here was full of circuit boards. And I mean, when I say full, I mean down to here. It's just stacks and stacks and stacks of circuit boards. Not anymore. And it's crazy how fast that you could just chew through all that production. Like, it's absolutely mental. Because I never thought I'd see the day where I would be sitting here saying, ah, yes, I need this, and I'm waiting on that. Like, when I first started this whole adventure, right, I sat there thinking to myself, all right, well, I'm not going to have that big of an issue. Sure enough, I have 6 on me, and I have how many in the thing? 30, 30? 20, 23. When I first started this whole adventure thing, I thought, no problem. I got this. No big deal. No sweat. My production and my consumption were right around the same. I think the first bottleneck I had was screws. I was not producing enough screws. No matter what I did. I need 50 computers. Yeah. I need frames. Heavy frames. Which heavy modular frames are being made right here, but as you can see, hey look, they're being bottlenecked by modular frames again, which is being bottlenecked by rods. Yet again. And that's what I'm saying. Is like I can overcome one of them, but then the rest of them just rear their ugly head, and then I'm lost in the sauce again, right? I think I had this thing producing rods, and as you can see, the rods just come out here, come in here, and then they're just getting chewed up into screws. Not that we need the screws, because we don't. I mean, if I have 400 screws there, I actually don't need the screws. Because that one's full, that one's almost full. I'm going to leave that one to produce screws because it's not really having an issue. This is no, that's not it. Where is it? There it is. There you go, 37 circuit boards. You're producing plates. You're producing frames. Here you go. Have some of them. Generally, I don't like manually feeding all of my machines, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And then these things are slow as molasses in January. Fun part is you could sit here and manually feed these machines, but, and here's the clincher that's gonna make everybody scratch their head and go, huh? Notice, those were overclocked and it was making 5 a minute. Takes 15 seconds to make 2. That means doing it manually, not even 15 seconds, watch. Took like 4 seconds to make 2. So by that metric, you can get 10 of them in a minute. So that's 20 of them. You can make 20 a minute manually. So why is making it manually a faster process than making it automatically? Every other thing is not the same. Like, everything else just absolutely dominates by making it automatically when you overclock. You can make 10 a minute when you overclock with the summer sloop. You can make 10 modular frames a minute. That's it. 10. It hasn't even been a minute. It'll be a full minute here in 13 seconds. It has been exactly 1 minute now. And I made 36 in 1 minute. Versus 10. And that's with 3 power slugs and the summer sloops. 10. Why is it so inefficient? Should be higher. Should be absolutely higher. You should not have to sit there and look at something and say, okay, it's because I'm trying to manually make it that it's so low. No. Shouldn't say that at all. It should literally be people looking at it and saying, "Yep, I'm making them manually because I need extra." When you do it automatically, it should be just fine. As you notice here, I can make 6 heavy modular frames. When I make the heavy modular frames... See, it's because I don't have enough stuff. But even if I had enough stuff, it wouldn't matter. So it's going to be easier for me to just feed this into the exhaust port of this, not that thing, of this thing, and just go, there you go. There. Now it's not going to be able to keep up because, I mean, it's only got that right there and it's consuming 5 a minute. Make 5 a minute. Really makes you wonder. It's part of those things that make you go, But anyway, that's the factory. I'm almost done with quantum encoding. I got one section of it done today. And I still am short on plastic, which means I have to try to figure out a petroleum loophole, which might require drones. I should probably go over there and scout it out and see if there's water, but that'll be for a different day. I have a feeling that this is only going to get bigger and more complex after I get all of Tier 9 done. And then I have to complete Phase 5. Hopefully there's not a Phase 6. Hopefully Phase 5's it. But at any rate, I hope you enjoyed this video, because I know I did. I hope everybody has a fantastic evening, a wonderful tomorrow, and as always, have a good one. Oh, right, forgot. As this is going up Tuesday, yes, this is going up Tuesday the 13th, be aware, around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m.-ish, I'm going to ballpark it. It could be anywhere from 9 to 11, midnight, whatever. It might even go over into the next day. I will be putting up a live video Tuesday evening into Tuesday night, because that is when the Hearthstone mini set comes out. And I'm going to be building funky decks, and I'm going to be trying them out. I'm going to build the funky decks earlier in the day, and I'm going to be trying them out on a video, and I wanted to do it that day, on the day it came out, and I knew that as I had to record this the day prior, I don't have access to the Hearthstone mini set as of right now, but I will by the time this video gets seen. So there will most likely be 2 videos on Tuesday. Just watch out for that. And as always, have a good one.